Welcome back, folks. As you can see in front of me, I've got a new little toy here, and this was bought out of necessity because I had a little 2-gallon air compressor that I was using in the tiny house, and that thing bit the dust, and so I was looking for a replacement without having to spend a whole bunch of money. This made its way to me. This I bought at Home Depot here in Canada. This thing was the cheapest air compressor of this size that you can buy at Home Depot, and in fact, it was the cheapest one I could find anywhere. This thing was $98 Canadian, factor in 15% tax. I think this thing ended up here for about $112 Canadian. So overall, very, very cheap. I'm hoping the quality doesn't match the price because I got a little bit of work to do with this. So what I'm gonna do today is take you through exactly what would happen if you were to buy it and you were to open it. So let's do that. Let's cut into it here. I literally just picked this thing up. Stuff falling everywhere here. Okay. So first things first, what do we got? Anvil, that's the company. This is the little 2-gallon unit, 2-gallon air compressor, and truth be told, the reason I bought this was I'm powering this 2-gallon air compressor with a little generator, as you saw, and my generator can't run my larger 10 amp size compressor, so I needed something that had low amperage draw. And I think this thing, if I'm not mistaken, I'll have to look it up, but I think this thing was only drawing like 3 amps, and so my generator will run it perfectly. At least that's my estimation. Let's take it right out of here. Have a look at it. So first things first, it's brand new, which is good. Overall, it looks like a compressor looks. I'll set the box down. So we have a look at the top here. Everything looks pretty standard. Everything's labeled. We've got two pressure gauges here. So one is for the tank, one is for the pressure coming out of the hose towards whatever tool you're using. We've got an air release here, which is pretty standard. Down below here, I think you guys can probably see that. We've got our release valve so you can drain any water. I like how it's positioned. It's actually on the bottom of the compressor, so any moisture that's in here, I don't have to tilt this around. It's going to self-drain any moisture that accumulates just by opening that release. Start stops over here, typical warning label, and it looks like we've also got our hose connect here. Got our extension cord. And let's see how long this is. Oh, I'd say this extension cord's probably about 5 or 6 feet long, so that's not bad. That's probably adequate. Overall weight's pretty light. Handle feels pretty durable, so I think based on the weight of this, I think it'll be easy to transport. Looks like the plastic protects all the internals fairly well. Gauges are definitely easy to read. So, and there's even a little spot to tighten up the cord. So I think that looks pretty good. Looking at some of the specs here on the side, 2 gallons maximum of, what do we see, 100 PSI, 0.7 Scfm at 40 PSI, if that's of interest to you, 0.5 Scfm at 90 PSI. Okay, so a few specs there. For people who don't go by gallons, Canadians sometimes go by both. 7.57 liters is the overall volume of this unit here. So that is that. Looks pretty good for first glimpse. Let's have a look at what else is in the box. So we got this thing. Looks like an old Slinky. If you're that old, you know what a Slinky is. This, okay, that is the air compressor hose, and I can tell you I have used straws that are thicker than this material. So yeah, that's something. That is incredibly thin. They probably saved money on the compressor by putting in a practically one-use time hose. So I would not rely on using this hose for any length of time. Here in central Ontario in Canada, with the cold weather, this will get brittle. I would almost guarantee this would crack if I were to use this very long. So the only thing really good on this hose is probably the fitting. I'll take the fitting off and use it on another hose. So that's that one. And if we look in the box, the only other thing that's in here is this little pack here, and looks like we have some air hose nozzles to fill up like a basketball or a football. We've got some Teflon tape. We've got a, for filling up your tires, what do you call that, Schrader valve? No, I don't know what it's called, but the thing for filling up the air in the tires of your car. This right here is just a little nozzle for hooking up and blowing off dust off of equipment and things of that nature. And this black piece of plastic, I think all that is there for, this one here, it looks like it's an adapter between the end of your hose here and likely these implements here, that bronze air blaster and this needle nose inflator here. So that's probably a connector. So overall, that's all you're getting in the box. I think that's sufficient for the price. You're paying $98 Canadian plus tax. I think all you should really expect is to have a compressor that has, you know, mediocre quality. Time will tell whether this thing stands up in the harsh weather here. It's quite moist all the time. It's either freezing or thawing, it seems. So whether this thing lasts will be said. Anyways, I'm taking this thing out to the tiny house, and you guys will get to see this thing in action. I'm hoping it lasts as long as the last one did, and the last brand I had was Campbell Hosfield, I think you pronounce it. So this Anvil brand, cheapest one at Home Depot here in Canada, hopefully will fill that void and get me back to working. So you guys have any questions at all? My first impressions, this looks pretty good for what I paid. If I wanted something higher end, well, I'd probably have to pay for it. So this looks completely adequate. I'm going to give it a whirl, and I'll do another review down the road to let you know how it works. But overall, looks pretty good. And even on my second glance here, I like the rubber pads here, so it's not going to mark up the floor if I do take this into a house at some point. So anyways, that's it for me. If you guys have any questions at all, you know where they go. And if you've got any experience with this, I'd love to hear about it. So thanks for watching, folks. See you all next time.